Numbers. More than 1.5 million years old, they will be poached to nothing in 10. 26 million roamed Africa in the 1500s. Today, less than 500,000 are wild. But these are just numbers. Cold. Here, another number. 1/3 of elephant tusks hide within the skulls, meaning one must take a machete to the face. Red runs out of the open crater. Bulge of brain slips where trunk had been. Warm. The last letter. You told me be another and taped her bio to my face. Curls alight at every curve. Couldn't because my hair split at each end. I'm not. Since then, my bones have chipped to landscapes unknown before. I am writing to ask, do you know there'll soon be no more elephants? Tusks turn to necklaces. Remember how we dress each other in hand-me-downs? Now we're all worn out. You're not my mother, but I loved you like void. Forgive me. I wanted so much wanting. Please help. I cannot understand what of ivory is worth more than elephants. Penguin number 625 to the conveyor belt of eyes who watch her bang her own body against the glass walls. There was a time I was like water, my outer layer opening and bringing brine near as second skin. I was swimming for others, yes, of course. This was my course, swallowing silver flicker after silver flicker until I was wet fire, filling to empty, and to my family, sure I was this. But I was water too. Could outswim seal's jaw by releasing ocean from under feather. Sea in me transformed to a vein of light in depths of an ever-heaving darkness. I was more than this bulk of self caged. I was sea. The sea was me. And we, intertwined, touched until we could not tell one from other. If I'm not well, neither's sea. Give me this failing chance to survive. Free me.
Taxidermy and tigers in the season of the super bloom. Let's begin by defining the three. 1. Taxidermy, the art of preparing. I enrolled my son in a taxidermy class at the Natural History Museum, mainly because at the age of 10, he had never really encountered death, and I thought it good for him to hold it before his dog or grandparents expired. He told me how wrong I was the moment they brought in the rat sickles. He agreed to stay for at least one of the 3 hours, mainly because he understood the tickets were expensive and appreciates money in ways I never will. And it turns out, modern taxidermists are mainly comprised of good-looking art school graduates who can't get a job anywhere else. Here is where I realized my son had arrived at puberty. The taxidermist says in almost one breath, "Pull on the skin, and if you look closely, you can see how it's a little lighter there. This is the connective tissue. This is what holds the skin to muscle. This is what I want to release. So I pull on this, I look for that, and that's where I make my cuts. Any questions? My son raises his hand and asks, "Do you have a boyfriend? Does he let you touch him with those? I mean with taxidermist hands?" Disclaimer. My son says he never said this. 2. Tigers. Someone or something, such as a situation, that is formidable or impossible to control. I enrolled in an online dating site because I lost a bet. I was dating this guy and my friend said, "He's just another douche." And I said, "No, he's not another douche." And they said, "Bet." And I wagered. The price? 3 online dates. The first date listed himself as an entrepreneur, which translated to owning a chain of adult stores. He told me, aging is a turn-on for some people. It's never too late to be a star. Second date told me, women are like spaghetti, complicated. His last girlfriend was a gymnast. Did I know how to bend? The third wasn't really a date, but my friends let it pass out of pity. He lived 1,000 miles away and sent me a video of him holding a white tiger in his lap. He said, "They have nowhere else to go. There's too much life on the planet for life. Soon, half of everything and everyone will be gone. All will be better for those who survive." He was the type who would survive before me. I asked him, "Did you always want to hold tigers? Or did you do it because they were there to hold?" He said, "I liked to hold them because it made them happy when I held them, and that made me happy." And I wanted to be a tiger for all the worst reasons. I wanted to be one of the few to survive. Then I thought of the price. Half of everyone and everything I ever knew. 3. Super bloom. Not a technical term, but simply an informal name for a magnificent display of flowers. It has been raining. We have finally sky-cried our way out of drought in the California desert. All the city who usually ignores us as their same county, same body, come in droves to take selfies in poppies. Bright orange, moving like the fur of a mountain-sized tiger in the wind. They let their babies lie in the foliage, never once thinking of all the teeth nestled in that mouth. I hear rattlers everywhere. Now, like a California viper, a land-sized tiger bites. There are no more golden toads. 1. Death. The golden toad was. Give the tense time to set in. Was. As in, a grave has tunneled itself to the other side of our earth. Hear the tense in sentences we can't complete firsthand. Males were, while females showed. Both sexes had. Males had proportionally. Females also had enlarged. Here, a sentence we can complete. The average lifespan of a golden toad will never be known. 2. Sex. 10-to-1. Male-female ratio. Golden mating is described as a writhing mass of toad balls, or dazzling jewels on the forest floor. Always, it is wet. As in, In April, the forest became wetter, and toads bred explosively in the rain. And they emerged from a wet, cold Brijan day, embracing in rainwater pools amongst the tree roots. Golden toads are infamous for their implexus behaviors, how they clasp each other, male grasping the female's head, waist, armpits, until everything glistens in fertilization. They take their time, and this taking is said to sparkle like resurrection. The sun held inside of every raindrop falling towards us.
Princess, the only emperor penguin successfully hatched at the San Diego, Antarctica. I was born into a woman's hands, cracking her skin, mistaking it for shell. I've since learned the difference between fingers and fish. The reward for this is more fish. These hands are not my species, though they stroke, fondle, and inseminate to make more of my kind. Each year, I lay an egg, and every cycle, hands swap it for a life-shaped stone. The hands think I'm stupid. They think just because a thing rolls back to its maker, that it'll be mistaken for kin. But there is no pulse in artifice, no comfort, no hope. I've been incubating artificial hopes for far too long. I keep them thinking I'm stupid by brooding. Stone weight eases the pain of all those missing at my feet. I want to feel a chick nestling under the flap of fat I've built with all this fish. This is why I tolerate hands. These hands must feel how I've been growing myself to grow a baby. Hand after hand, forcing me to feel them while they never feel me. I dream. One day, I'll open hands and feel the wet inside. Hands like shell, blood like yolk. I'll open hands. There is an old macaroni who lets me chew his fish for him. The whole affair makes me aroused. When I say me, I mean him. This mistaking one thing for another is what makes me. He says, I'd be dead already if not for this cage. He tells me of electric blue ice. He tells me we have it good with these hands. He tells me I'm lucky not to know hunger. But his voice changes music at the U in blue. Each word houses a different note of sadness. I cannot tell if he wants any more life. Which hymn to trust? We're always so full. I'm more fish than fowl. Full. I can't understand what he calls open. Without walls, he says. Seas without windows of eyes always watching. So much room, we could go a full season without touch. I want to tell him hunger always touches me. How much I wish the hands would leave my eggs alone. But I chew his fish instead. He calls me mama, and his face turns twice as old. When will a voice who doesn't know the U in electric blue fall from my body? Who will know me more than what has been given? To be given all is to have nothing. I chew to feed this old man. Imagine him a gray droplet tame between my legs.